Endless online searches, trekking from dealer to dealer. But here it is, the Volvo XC90. A luxury SUV that emphasises convenience and comfort. A panoramic roof, advanced air purifier, a head-up display that changes to suit light conditions, an air suspension system that ensures a smooth ride by constantly adjusting the ride height and shock absorbers. Now at special run-out pricing from $99,990 plus on roads. Visit Volvo Cars and discover why the Volvo XC90 is the vehicle for right now.
You're listening to the Weekend Sport Podcast with Jason Pine from News Talk ZB.
I'm into white ball action again tomorrow, the shorter version off the back of their Champions Trophy campaign, which saw them fall just short against India in the final. They're back into T20 mode, the first of 5 T20s against Pakistan. Hagley Oval tomorrow, followed by 3 one-day internationals. Now, the 5 T20 games are all double headers, with the White Ferns playing Sri Lanka in the first 2 and then Australia in the next 3. So, big double-header days of cricket coming up in Christchurch, then Dunedin, Auckland, Mount Maunganui and Wellington. A fresh and exciting-looking Black Caps squad has been named for this one, including Canterbury wicketkeeper batsman Mitch Hay.
Over pitch, it's really high and it's long enough as well. Comfortably long enough. That's not full enough. It's not anywhere near full enough.
Yeah, that's Mitch Hay belting a white ball around the place. He joins us now. Mitch, you got your first taste of the Black Cap and white ball matches against Sri Lanka, in Sri Lanka, and then back home against the same opposition late last year and into January. How much did wearing the Black Cap whet your appetite for more international cricket?
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Yeah, definitely. It's sort of one of those things, you get a taste for it and it's pretty awesome. It's everything you sort of dream of, and then when you finish up the series, it's all you want to do is get back in the environment. So, no, it's awesome to be back in and have some T20 cricket coming up.
How happy were you with the way you played in those games away in Sri Lanka and then back home?
Yeah, they're pretty contrasting series. The games in Sri Lanka were pretty low scoring. Keeping I was pretty involved up to the stumps there, which was good, and I was really happy with that. With the bat, it was pretty tough work, but I don't think anyone found it too easy over there. And then, yeah, nice to contribute back home against Sri Lanka back in New Zealand. So, no, I was overall pretty happy for our first couple of series. Yeah,
you look at the game in Mount Maunganui, 41 not out off 19 balls. How much did you enjoy that knock?
Yeah, it's always pretty enjoyable in T20s, and you get a couple out of the middle. And no, it was, like I say, really nice to contribute to a good win that day. And yeah, it's sort of always nice to sort of show you can do it on the international stage.
Have you developed a particular approach to batting in T20 cricket?
Yeah, I guess the thing with T20 cricket, and especially batting in the middle order, has to be quite adaptable. Can be quite it's probably not one blanket recipe that will work all the time. So it's trying to adjust to the situation, the conditions, and then just adapt as well as I can to get a performance on the board for the team.
Because I guess as you're sitting there waiting to come in and you know, when you pad it up, you think, okay, there might be, 8 overs to go. But then you might be sitting there and all of a sudden there's only 3 overs to go. So is your mindset constantly changing as you're sitting there waiting for your turn?
Yeah, I try not to be use up too much energy waiting to bat, but it definitely changes pretty quickly. And often, you don't have all that much time when you get out there. So it's, see a few balls and then have a crack. And sometimes you can give yourself slightly more time, like you say, if you got 8 or 9 overs. But yeah, it can be quite few sometimes. So you come in and come pretty hard and hope that it's your day.
What about wicket keeping in T20 cricket, Mitch? Because, of the 120 balls that get bowled, only 3 or 4 might come through to you, right? So how different is wicket keeping in T20, even compared to 50 over cricket?
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit different. I had a pretty interesting start to it in Sri Lanka, where I think the amount of balls I caught up to the stumps would have been ridiculously high with the amount of turn there was. So that was probably a bit of a false introduction to T20 cricket. But back in New Zealand, it was definitely less balls come through. But I think the ones that do come through are often chances, or the batsman's done something pretty funky in front of you. So the takes are never that easy. But yeah, like you say, it's often not that many. But when they do come through, it's pretty crucial.
And what about the connection with the captain and the bowlers as well? You see a lot from your vantage point behind the stumps. Do you feel confident even in a Black Caps environment, which is still quite new to you, to pass on that information to people who might need it?
Yeah, I think that's the great thing about the environment, is that there's a lot of experienced guys, but they sort of welcome you in, and it's a pretty relaxed environment. Everyone gets around you and gets on really well. So feel pretty comfortable from the first game to have your say if you see something, and they take that on as well, because I guess we've all played a lot of cricket. They've played a lot more than me at the international level, but the cricket is still the same.
Your most recent cricket's been red ball stuff, hasn't it, for Canterbury? Had a Plunket Shield game earlier in the month. Before that, 50 over cricket. So it's been, 6 weeks or so since the Super Smash finished. Do you find the adjustment relatively easy to make, though, between the formats and between the colour of the cricket ball?
Yeah, I really like the change in format. I think it keeps it all pretty fresh, especially this time of the season where sort of at the back end it's quite nice to sort of switch it up a little bit. I know the first red ball game back after a big diet of white ball cricket was, I know my first net session back, it was actually quite nice to defend a few and leave a few. So I quite enjoy the change up and playing slightly different shots. And I guess all in all, it's still cricket, still keeping, still batting. So yeah, I do enjoy it.
Yeah, when was the last time you let a ball go through to the keeper as a white ball batter?
None too intentionally.
Love it. And first chance to play for New Zealand, I think, in your hometown tomorrow. How special is that going to be?
Yeah, it's very exciting. When I saw the schedule to have a game at Hagley, I was pretty excited. It's been a dream to represent New Zealand at home and in front of friends and family. So, it's going to be pretty exciting and really looking forward to it.
Sounds like it's going to be close to a sellout as well. I think as we talk today, less than 500 tickets available, be over 8,000 there. Would that be the biggest Hagley crowd you've played in front of?
Yeah, definitely the biggest Hagley crowd I've played in front of. I'm not too sure what we get for Super Smash games, but it wouldn't be anything close to that, I don't imagine. So, it's going to be a pretty cool occasion.
Must be exciting, eh? Start of a series, fresh-looking team, a lot of new faces and, newish faces, including you. Sarah, do you get a sense of excitement around the group?
Yeah, definitely. I think the group's very excited to sort of join up. A few new guys who I haven't spent a lot of time with as well, so it's always exciting to get to know them and just get around them a bit, which is cool. And I think, definitely can feel this excitement in the group for a 5-match T20 series, which is, slightly more than usual.
Absolutely, and a bit of a travelling roadshow as well to the 5 venues I mentioned before. Mitch, great to chat, mate. Just before you go, your partner Lara is part of the Wellington Phoenix women's side. They're away at Sydney FC tonight. You're going to get the chance to have a look? Yeah,
I'll definitely be watching. I tune into most games, so I'll definitely be keeping an eye on that one, the Savo.
Good stuff, mate. Well, all the best tomorrow and for the rest of the T20 series and beyond. Appreciate you taking the time for a chat.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
No, thank you, Mitch. Mitch Hay, wicketkeeper batsman with Canterbury and with the Black Caps for these upcoming T20 matches.
For more from Weekend Sport with Jason Pine, listen live to News Talk ZB weekends from midday or follow the podcast on iHeartRadio.
For a few years in the 1970s, the Mr. Asia syndicate made millions.
Heroin creates its own market. It acts like a form of plague.
Until jealousy, betrayal, and murder brought it all crashing down.
Then he just pulled out a gun, shot her in the back of the head, and then said to Wayne, "You're going to help me bury her."
This is Mr. Asia, a forgotten history. All episodes now available on iHeartRadio, Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.